Origin is a project in anthropology, sociology, and world building that I and a small group of like minded friends have been working on for several months now. It starts by asking the question, what does your ideal society look like? Okay, now, with that in mind, empirically, what societal arrangement is the best way to bring that situation about, while also hedging against failure modes like becoming evil despots and committing genocides in the name of building a better world? Origin is an attempt to build that society. Whatever arrangement works best for building the ideal, stable, happy, just, and free world, those are the things we should be doing. We should also be working to constantly come up with ways of doing better, iterating on what we're already doing, updating, improving, and discarding outdated elements. A good description of what exactly Origin is comes from the novel Too Like the Lightning by Ada Palmer. In that novel, set 400 years in the future, all the geographic nations have sort of melted into the internet. Everyone travels the world freely and goes wherever they want, roughly, and instead of nation states formed by geographic boundaries and maintained with force of arms, there are nation strats formed by voluntary association through the globe-spanning internet. Origin is such a nation strategy. It's similar to the Asgardia project that attempted to form a space government online, only they kind of did a bad job of managing things despite having a ton of resources to throw around, and that whole project seems to currently be on fire for no reason other than poor management, unfortunately. In a sense, 4chan is a proto-nation strat. It's a collective formed by voluntary association online for the purpose of whatever it is they do there. It seems to vaguely resemble social interaction. I don't quite see the appeal, but as the internet ages and becomes more substantial and the API layer gets thicker, more and more things like this are probably going to start popping up in all sorts of different forms. Origin is an attempt to empirically derive the optimal community arrangement through a combination of social engineering, sociology, and anthropology, and then live in those ways that we derive to be optimal. Origin draws heavily from the existing rationality community, but it's designed from the ground up, from an anthropological perspective, to meet human and community needs and fulfill human values. We ask questions like, what does a society or a culture need to achieve its values while not being abusive or exploitative? And what things do humans need by virtue of being human to be happy and fulfilled, and how are we meeting those needs as a community? What are the biggest problems facing humanity, and how can we help get past them? What arrangement of beliefs and mythologies does the best job of leading people towards an accurate description of reality while also fulfilling their needs as humans and giving them a description of reality that they can actually live with? How do we prevent our ideas and our movement from being used for evil in 200, 400, 1,000 years in the future? How do we ensure that if things start to go bad, they fail gracefully in a way that does the least damage to other people? I don't have the answers to all these questions yet, but asking the questions is the first step to finding answers. The stuff we've already come up with has changed my own behavior already, and I'm optimistic that with time and work we can derive a system that's actually good. I need help though. Origin is very much a community project. I can no more do everything in it than I can do everything in science myself. So if any of this sounds at all appealing to you, check out my Origin Sequence series and the Origin Discord server. Links to those things will be in the video description. If this sounds like a horrible idea, and that we're setting out on a path that will lead to us committing atrocities, well then I definitely want to hear from you, because we're very keen on avoiding those sorts of failure modes. Origin is, at the end of the day, a community formed by voluntary association, currently online, but hopefully in the real world someday as well. We adhere to the best rules that we can come up with for managing ourselves and our community, cultivating our garden, and we constantly try to iterate on what is best so that we can do more for each other and for the world at large. We'd love for you to join us and help us build this into something real. Until then, stay safe and stay strong. May we meet again.